Hey, what's up, you amazing hackers? Hope you're all doing well today. Welcome back to the channel. So, I saw this report on HackerOne disclosed, which is a Twitter account, which I'm going to include in the comments below. So, make sure that you go there. But why do I want to show you guys this report? It has been submitted to GitLab, and this is a pure report of persistence. Our friend here got a low bounty. He got lowballed, but he persisted. He showed his impact, and he got the gold in the end, my friends. Let's dive straight into it, shall we? Cross-site scripting vsafe HTML is not safe enough. So the vsafe HTML directive uses DOM purify to remove data URL, data type, and data method attributes from HTML tags. Rail.js relies on another attribute, data disable with, to show an HTML content when a user clicks on a disabled link. So for example, the following text will bypass the sanitization and pop up an alert when a user clicks on the link, which is transparent topmost layer, since the sanitization allows also for style and class attributes. Now if we just check this code out for a second, we can see a link here with a specific class that has some style in it, I presume. And then if we go further, we see a empty href, and then the data disable with attribute, which he was talking about here, data disable with. Now let me enlarge this a little bit for you, my friends. So hopefully you can see it a little bit better. But here we have that data disable with attribute, and he's going to include a HTML tag, a broken image, which gives a pop-up if you have the error for it. So an exploitation can be done via the jobs error messages, which contain CI job names, which are provided by the user. Excellent research. So let's look at the steps to reproduce. If you didn't quite get it yet, so what he's doing is he's just inserting a broken link, and he has this attribute data disable with, which is not purified by DOM purify with vsafe HTML. The steps to reproduce, he has included a file, a gitlab.ci file, which is basically a build file. And here we have two build jobs. One is a cross-site scripting where no CSS is active, and that is the one that we just saw, that broken link. And here we say stage build script echo hi, so that's the script for it. And the name of the build job, remember, that is what was vulnerable. That is what our friend found here as well. So the CI job names, those are gonna be in the number 1 without CSP, and in the number 2, this name is going to have CSP in it, and it's going to use a form with an action, which is going to call a put method, which is going to make yourself administrator, and then of course method post with an input type equals submit, so that is just a submit button. And again, we add that style on here, font size 10,000 pixels, extremely large, top layer value equals submit. Then we have, again, stage build, and the script itself just gives a simple hi. You can put anything in there, by the way, as long as it's a valid script. Then for the trigger of the cross-site scripting, we can see that we have those two dependencies on those jobs, and this is the test stage with the script echo hi again. So now we're going to go to the CI/CD/jobs tab, and we're going to wait for those jobs to finish, and then we're going to click open one of these jobs, the details of one of these jobs, which is going to contain our cross-site scripting element. Now, either we have CSP and we take the first job, or we don't have CSP, and we take the first job, or we do have CSP protection and we take that second job. We click it, and then we just go back to the job list. We click on the trigger XSS link to view the details of the job, and then we're going to click the retry button, and an error message should appear. When that error message appears, because that specific error message with the name of that job is going to contain the cross-site scripting trigger. Wowee. So If we see here, we see node on gitlab.com or an instance having CSP protection. He says that he uses that second attack vector. The impact: cross-site scripting allows attackers to perform arbitrary actions on behalf of victims at client side. He gave those two examples and then some output of the bug. And the impact, we went over that already. So then GitLab confirms. Seems that they do seem like he found a specific exploit. He does include a video as well. Now I'm going to include a link to that video proof. I don't know if it will still work, but it will be in the description below. And then the exploits do seem to get confirmed. It seems to be triaged. They have an internal issue following that up. And they say, although it is medium and high severity, so usually they get a partial, on the partial triage, they also already get a bounty attached to it, but that's not going to happen in this case. In this case, they wait a little bit, they give a bounty of $1,210 US. Now our friend here thinks that the impact is greater than that, and I do tend to agree with him on that, but the problem is that second scenario that he has demonstrated, it seems that that was already known internally, so that's a problem. Now he does give more steps to exploit, but again, this is something that they already know internally. You're changing two different bugs to get the impact of an account takeover for users. This bug with third-party OAuth providers that allows password change is a known issue and has been tracked under. So unfortunately he doesn't get anything for that. Seems to have been patched eventually, but our friend doesn't give up. He says that indeed he might find another impact, and indeed he has provided another proof of concept with dangerous impact. As you can see, an API call to /API/v4/groups and then the group number /members, and then he gives a specific access level. 50 appears to be the owner level, so he can take over any of those groups. Wow, okay, that is also a valid proof of concept, of course. And after our triaging GitLab staff friend was out of office for a few weeks, he does seem to confirm it on September 1st that there is a bigger issue. So what does our friend do? He completes the deal. He gives a great proof of concept here with a curl request. Curl requests are awesome to include in your proof of concept. It will definitely help get triaged faster. And here, as you can see, the severity was updated with the bounty of $5,370 coming to a conclusion for our friend. I can't even pronounce his name, but it's awesome that he has this cool of a vulnerability. Of course, cross-site scripting is something I'm always going to be attracted to, but the fact that he had to demonstrate his impact really, really well makes this an awesome report for me. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned a little bit. If you see DOM purify and you are able to use the element or the attribute, I should say, data disable with, you might be able to get a cross-site scripting out of it. Thank you so much, my dear rats, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, amazing hackers.